Hello there, I'm Gary Foster and welcome back to What Price Victory. This is where we've followed Melbourne Victory through the regular season, and we've finished on top of the A-League ladder. We're now into the final series where we are drawn against Macarthur FC, one of the expansion teams. So we've as you can see from that, we've had a pretty good season. Obviously, we had the 3-0 win over Brisbane Roar, which was the last episode that we covered. Then, in our last game of the season, we went away to Perth Glory, and despite Robbie Cruz getting his goal-scoring boots back, we fell to a 2-1 defeat. Since then, we've had a number of injuries, but most of them are now back to full fitness. We've got 2 people away on international duty, Max Crocombe and Marco Rojas, and we also had Ansel as a long-term injury, one of our centre backs. So that was a little bit disappointing, but I believe we've got ample coverage in that area. So the team selection. Oh, before I do that, I guess I should show you how we've come to this particular part of the journey. In the elimination final, Macarthur FC were too strong for Brisbane Roar and beat them 4-1. Perth Glory then beat Wellington Phoenix 3-3 on penalties. And that brings us now to the semi-final, where Sydney have gone through to the grand final, beating Perth Glory after a penalty shootout, which means that Melbourne Victory and Macarthur are the last game in the qualifying semi-final series to see which one of us will meet Sydney FC in the grand final. Okay, so here we have the squad for today's semi-final of the A-League Series final. So Acton is our shot stopper. We've got Traore, Ryan, Sporanovic comes in for the injured Nick Ansell, and Shotton on the right. Haraji, Broxham and Brimmer are our midfielders. Be keeping an eye on Brimmer because he's coming back from a knock during training, so he's not quite fully fit. But I'd prefer to play him first than rather bringing him on at the end. We've got McManaman in inside forward position, wide on the right. But I'm bringing Robbie Cruz in for Lawton on the right, and I'm going to bring Lawton onto the bench in place of Barrett. So hopefully that won't change or upset our system very much. Lawton's actually been in good form, so I'm a little bit reluctant to leave him on the bench, but we'll just see how things go. So we've also got Marco Bullock, who's our youth keeper. He's come onto the bench because Crocombe, our reserve or backup keeper, is on international duty with New Zealand. So the timing of these internationals isn't great because it's affected our makeup to a certain degree. So I think we just need to be calm. I think, yeah, I'll go with Brother Barry and his media chat. He subscribes to these press clippings just to see his name in print, but we'll follow his lead and we'll see what we can come up with in this very important game. So Macarthur are actually playing in the darker strip, and we've got our white alternate strip even though we're the home team, so I'm not quite sure why that should be the case. We should be in our traditional dark blue and silver V strip. So it's just a reminder that Victory are in the white shirts. So ball being played around. Tommy Orr out on the left. Cross gets charged down, but he gets a second chance. Header in. Looks like a free header by Derbyshire. Quite deep too. It was very powerful header because it was from a long way out. So Macarthur take the lead after 8 minutes. Where did that header go? It was just inside the box. Probably kept on too by Traore, which is a bit disappointing. So Victory are behind the 8 ball early on in the game. Robbie Cruz and McManaman, our wide players, not playing terribly well. So we need a little bit of demand more. Okay, McManaman, can he make some space? Get past his player. Holds it up, Brimmer. Cruz, Gastede with a shot. We're going to be in trouble if we're going to be relying on Gastede for our goals. I'm sort of looking to Cruz and McManaman, and also Brimmer and Broxham in the midfield to be worrying the goalkeeper. A couple of our team are starting to react poorly. RG on the ball, Brimmer. Back to Sporanovic. All the way back to the keeper. Right, okay. Back to Sporanovic. Shotton's cross gets cleared, but he's got another chance. Cruz. Gastede. McManaman with a rifle shot. McManaman, well done. Well done. He hasn't scored for a while. He's going to tear that groin of his if he does celebrations like that. But yeah, Shotton back to Hadji. Broxham, nice little interplay here. Cruz, Gastede, McManaman. Okay, so 1-1. Good to be back in the game, but now we're defending a corner. And Acton, no, just ballooned over the net, over the bar. Okay, so I'll go along with that. It's pegged us up a little bit. Cruz still not playing terribly well. Sporanovic not playing terribly well. Cleared off the line, saved by Acton. I think half time, I don't think it can come quick enough for us. So that's a semi-final, and it's 1-1. We haven't really been in the dance. I think we can be assertive and say I'm not happy with the performance out there. Dylan Ryan's demotivated. Right. Go through to 60 minutes just to see what we can... So first look at making some subs. I think it'll have to be at the attack end of things, the midfield. Anyway, Shotton on the ball. Good things come from Shotton. Can Cruz run on into this? Low hard cross. Gastede following up. Picks up the crumbs and taps it in. I guess that goes down to assist by Cruz. So hopefully that might ramp his ratings up. So Victory are in front. It's taken them a while. I don't know whether they've actually stamped their authority on this game or not, because I've just got a feeling that we're just not dominating the game as much as what we should. Yeah, it's picked Cruz up quite nicely, so that might have saved his bacon. But Sporanovic not doing terribly well in defence, but we've got options there if he doesn't come to the party. So Macarthur are knocking on our door again, and you've given Orr a whole lot of space. Lucky the woodwork saves us, because our defence couldn't. Shouts. What do we do? Do we praise? Maybe after this. Yeah, all the highlights seem to be us defending our dead penalty area. Right, Cruz with a bit of space. Come back to haunt Macarthur. Can he get the ball across? No, he can't. Got a long way to run back, Robbie. Long ball forward from Macarthur. Sporanovic with a clearing header. A little long, hopeful ball. Is that... No, Haraji. Picked it up. And Acton roofs it up the field. Castide. Just need to settle it down. Cruz on the ball. Cruz on the ball. And finishes. Robbie Cruz is either very, very good or very, very average. So... ah, dear. Okay. Well done, Robbie. Credit where it's due. Now he ran onto that. He's got a ton of pace, and his finishing was there. So I think Robbie Cruz, the much maligned Robbie Cruz, would be the fans' favourite at the moment. Right. So what we'll do, we'll think about bolstering our defence. We'll take away this. We'll take away this card. We actually might bring Stormroo. No, okay. We'll bring Anderson on. Brimmer, who has fitness issues anyway. We'll bring Curda on for him. McManaman and Cruz. Now they're all riding pretty high, even though they're not the little red smarties. Let's go for those. And hopefully we can wind this clock down. Need to perhaps start wasting time. Play for set pieces. Be more disciplined now. Traore, plenty of space, plenty of options. Right, same as before, quality cross. Same as before, we just need a quality cross. Cruz on the volley, rips it in. I think Robbie Cruz, he always likes the big stage. So semi-final, grand final qualifier. That's the perfect stage for Cruz to shine. Well taken. Look, if you're Macarthur, you certainly don't deserve this scoreline. So the thing is just to get through these next 10 minutes without any injury. Shotton playing poorly. Well, not great. Robbie Cruz, Manaman, all their fitnesses are crashing, but we can get them through. And there we are. Okay. So, I think the scoreline probably flattered Victory, but they certainly took their chances, and they're now into the grand final. with a big blue derby against Sydney FC. So I think we can be quite passionate and very happy. I'm more happy with the result, not necessarily the way you played. So with that in mind, the next game will be the grand final against Sydney FC. So we'll be back shortly for that once I do a little bit of admin. Hello there and welcome back to what is the final game of the current A-League season. And it's a big blue derby in the grand final. So this is the team that will be taking the field for Melbourne Victory. Acton is in goal. We've got Traore, Ryan, Sporanovic and Shotton in the defence. Nick Ansell is fit, but he's only good for 45 minutes, so I've decided to leave Sporanovic in there. Haraji has picked up a rather debilitating injury and he'll be out for about 3 or 4 months. So Broxham drops back into midfield and Barrett and Brimmer are now in front of him, which was the midfield that I had early on in the season. Cruz is out wide on the right. McManaman playing as an inside forward on the left. Although he is... No, I checked that before, yeah. I talked myself out of it. Inside forward. And Gastede, our all-conquering goal scorer, up the front. So that's the team for our grand final match. So this game is sort of considered the major game of the Australian A-League calendar, whereas finishing on top of the tree isn't seen as important, which is a bit of a bone of contention for a few people, including me. So this is our last game. Qualification isn't really essential, especially for Melbourne Victory, because we've already, by finishing the top of the tree, we have qualified for the Asian finals or the Asian championships next season. So it's not such a big deal. If it, I think Sydney, they finished in 4th spot, so it's more important for them to get an Asian championship place. And Sydney playing in a white strip rather than their sky blue. I guess they are the away team, so this is being played at Melbourne's home ground. So Barbarouses through on goal with a rather tame shot by Acton. Easily saved. So here we are looking at ratings. Broxham and McManaman not playing terribly well. It's time to start earning the money and shout a bit of encouragement to them. Quite a number of shots on goal. Taking the indicator he wants to come off. Looks like it'll be a gashed lower leg. Can I get him through to half time? Probably not. So I'll just say do it. Shot, and that's bit of a bugger because he was doing quite well as an overlapping fullback and delivering some quality ball into the box. And the Sydney player has also picked up an injury. And booking just on half time, so here we go. Time to get into the dressing room. Do we encourage or are we calm? Time for everyone to dig in. And also got the possibility of penalties after extra time if there's no score, but first shot in anger by Sydney FC. Demand more, see if we can get more of a reaction from the team. Cruz has picked up a booking, and Cruz with the header. It's a bit surprising because he's such a relatively small guy. Okay, it's going to be one of those tight grand finals, typical of what we usually see. So, McManaman not playing terribly well. Everything with Cruz. So Rojas, who's just come back from international duties with New Zealand. See if he can. I think he scored a double against the Solomon Islands, so maybe he can get on the score sheet. Oh, Brimmer, well done. Set up by Rojas, who was left by himself out wide. So, great goal. Good time to score it with only 10 minutes plus added time on the clock. So Ryan went back to pick up the ball, spread it out to Rojas, who was completely unmarked, drove into the box, and Brimmer ripped it into the far corner. So Sydney, for all their shots, they haven't had too many on goal. So what do we need to do here? Do we need to... What do we need to do? Okay, we've conceded almost straight away. We have that Ninkovic. Under Acton's body. And he's been a standout keeper all year, so I've got to say that that's possibly an error. Alright. Looks like we're heading for extra time. Okay. Extra time. There's no doubt that Robbie Cruz is our... need to encourage and dig in. Start extra time. Just Broxham. This might push. Oh, pause that first. Yeah, just looking at Broxham there. Oh, he's a deep-lying playmaker. He's not playing terribly well in that position because you might put him on defensive duties just to drop him back. Have his two companions on support. Gonna leave Cruz on. We've got Flamey, Anderson, Sporanovic. Yeah, no, we've got enough there. We won't make any more changes just yet. So Broxham with a long ball into Gustede, and Gustede, there he is. He's been scoring goals all year, so he might as well score in the semi-final and grand final as well. Okay. Came from a short throw. Broxham, long ball in. Gustede just got between two defenders. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll start playing a little bit more balanced, and we'll start time wasting. Yeah, okay, happy to go with that recommendation. Okay. running on empty. Again, so are the Sydney FC boys. They're all playing well too, so it's been a pretty good grand final there. Responded quite well. It might even start going down to a more cautious approach. Shouts to praise or encourage. Let's encourage. Instructions, we've got to start wasting time now. Slower tempo. And I think out of possession we have to drop with a very deep defensive line. Sporanovic actually playing the game of his life. It's the best game he's played. Quite an experienced player. Another long, hopeful ball through. Andrew Redmayne picks up the ball. Okay, here comes Sydney charging through the middle. Shot charge down. Ooh, Okay. So what do I do? Do I go? I don't think I can be cautious anymore. Go up to more balanced. Let's say no. Okay, penalty shootout it is. Damn. Okay. So the penalty takers, Brimmer, Gestede. Add player. We have Rojas, Traore, Boxon. Yeah, it's not really a great lineup for penalty takers. Okay, we'll just be calm. Make sure you have no regrets. No, expect to just pick your spot and don't change your mind. So the lottery that is penalty shootouts. So Brimmer with the first one. 1-0. So Sydney came from behind to deny us at the end. It's smacked away. Gestede, our player of the year. So first 4 penalties have been pretty well dispatched, not really giving the goalkeeper any chance. Rojas. Oh, puts it wide. Scored for New Zealand, but he couldn't score for Victory. Okay, Ninkovic. Oh, hits the crossbar. Oh, after save by Acton. Well done. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Traore. Ooh. Nearly saved, but it got across the line. Oh, Ryan Grant. Grant must have had a haircut. He hasn't got his long flowing mullet. Okay, Broxham. Dispatched into the corner. Right, Mr. Acton. No doubt keeper of the year. And say this one against King. Oh, no, keeper went the wrong way. Okay, so it's more of a lottery now, as we're getting down into the penalty takers who are in single digits. Oh, very low and slow save, so Redmayne would have been spewing that he went the wrong way. Come on. Need to get this over and done with one way or the other, because looking at penalty kicks being taken, A, isn't entertaining, and B, is taking up a lot of time. Right, 5-5. Oh, saved. Okay. Right. So who's stepping up for Sydney now? Caceres. Okay, Acton. Chance to be a hero. Can he save? Ah. Unlucky. Unlucky. Okay. So there we have it. Beaten, was it 6-5 on penalties? 7-5 maybe? So that was on our home ground as well. So I don't think the press or the fans will be happy, but they acquitted themselves quite well. And I think we can... yeah, we don't want to see a happy Sydney FC. Anyway, they'll get into the grand final. They'll get into the Asian final, and they'll acquit themselves quite well. So look, I was happy with the performance. They just got dudded right at the end. Look, what I'll do is I'll come back for a short video on the that wraps up the season for us, and that will be the final one of this season. There's really not much more to go through, except when you consider that Melbourne Victory were not considered favourites at the beginning of the season, and the board were happy with a mid-table performance. We ended up winning the regular season and getting beaten in the final. As you can see there, Sydney pegged us back twice. But I think we can look back on a very successful season. But I'll end the video there. So thank you very much for watching. My name's Gary Foster, and we'll catch up with you soon. Bye bye.